House Democrats have released their 2-year operating budget proposal. Can you tell us what it looks like?
Well, I almost hate to say this, but it's certainly not an attractive proposal. You know, we have about $3 billion coming into the budget this biennium above what we have taken in. And yet they're proposing another $1.5 billion increase in taxes. Now, do I think that's necessary? No. I think there are some good things in the budget, but that's not going to be the final budget. Trying to work to meet the McCleary decision, and we're also trying to be sure and keep things on an even keel, much like we have this past session when we were able to stick a little money aside. Are we going to do that this time? No. What we're doing is we're going to stick it to the voters.
What are your concerns about this budget proposal?
Well, it spends everything, starters. It's calling for an increase in taxes. And my concern is, what are we going to do down the road when we don't have the money, if we should have another turn down like we had for a few years? You know, to me, it's always important that we have a little money in the bank looking out for a rainy day, and this budget does not do that. This budget doesn't even live within our means. And you know, that's not the way we operate our homes, and that is not the way this budget is operating the state.
What kind of tax increases are they proposing?
Well, a couple that really concern me is an increase in the B&O tax. And you know, that's always a tax on your gross income. It has nothing to do with your net. So the poor fella that's out there trying to make a living by operating a mom and pop store or a travel agency, any type of a small business, here's another percentage off of their gross. And that just takes that much more away from what their net income would be.
Any other tax increases?
Yes, the capital gains tax. And that's another one that really concerns me. We're talking about a tax on approximately 35,000 people. Now, if you combine the population of two of my counties, Skamania and Klickitat, there aren't 35,000 people in the two of them put together. But you know what I really think, and maybe I'm a suspicious type of a person, is this is put our foot in the door for an income tax. I think that's all they're talking about. Oh, this is one thing on this 35,000 people. Stick it to the rich. Yeah, wait, because they still have not learned to live within their means. And so what are we doing? We're going to seek tax increases. And on top, remember this, folks, on top of the $3 billion more dollars we have to spend than we had 2 years ago. So, you know, maybe they think it sounds good to stick it to the rich, but just wait your turn, because it's coming for the rest of us. And the one that really is kind of a laugh is the tax on bottled water. You know, they slammed that on us a few years back. What happened? The people took it off by initiative. So consequently, I don't know what they think. Maybe they think you folks out there are asleep. I don't know. But they brought that thing raising its head again. So, you know, just remember, live within your means.
So what happens from here?
Well, what's going to happen now is the Senate just released their budget yesterday. We really haven't had a time to digest that budget. But tomorrow we will be seeing the Democrat budget on the floor and voting on that budget. That budget will pass, I think, by a 2-vote margin, because the Democrats have 2 more votes than the Republicans. The Senate budget then will pass, and then they will bring it together for a conference committee and work out a budget to take back to both houses.